do this.
Oh, send me that link for the chat so I can see the chat.
Oh yeah. Let me do that.
Is there a special link to see the checks? Let's go to YouTube.
You can go to, but he's on. Rise a special individual, so we're gonna help him out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm stupid. I'm sorry, man. I don't do this a lot. Really, I'm not.
Well, I just installed Linux on my system, so I had to download the proper program for my distro and shit. I was like, God damn it, it took forever.
You always got to make everything difficult. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to. If I'm a little loud, everybody just let me know. I have my mic like really close and really all the way up. So if I'm blasting you, just let me know. But Pete Goodwin, John Mueller, Church, Smoke 42 Vape, sent in. What's going on, everybody? In here, let me send you this chat. In the chat, paste, boom. There it is.
Pasta.
I think you got it now. You see it?
Yeah, I see it. Got it.
And if you're having issues with that, take the number at the end of the link and put it in your as your session ID.
Gotcha.
That's what I had to do.
Okay, hold on. I don't want to. Do I want to close that? I'm afraid if I'm going to close that, it's okay, good. I thought I was going to close everything. I've done that shit before. I've been like in the middle of the show and then just like hit fucking stop meeting for everyone and then fucking.
Oh shit!
As you'd imagine, stop the meeting for everybody. So hey, what's going on, everybody? Sorry about last week not being here. I was in the midst of building my new computer. Some of you guys might know, but some parts got delayed, etc., etc. But right now, as we're talking, I am on the new computer. I got the Ryzen 2600X. I got the fucking brand new RTX 2060 GeForce real-time ray tracing video card. I got this. Man, it's all tricked out. It's a beautiful little machine. And so yeah, so I should have no more problems with streaming. I'm also going to start streaming a lot more on Twitch. If you guys don't know, I have a secret Twitch channel, which I do play games and stream quite a bit, actually. I haven't really advertised it because it's kind of ghetto, but now...
Yeah, I can come back to it, though.
It's not going to be so ghetto anymore because I have a nice computer. So yeah, last week I didn't do the show just because I didn't want to fuck with the old computer. Daytime Frank, what's going on, brother? Frank was, I was hoping to have Frank on, but Frank suffered a mild tragedy. Not a mild tragedy, suffered a tragedy, and so all of our thoughts and prayers go out to you, my friend, and much love. And what else? I had some other announcements. Oh yeah, this is episode 99 of Obese Mode Live.
Ooh.
So, which is crazy. If I hadn't missed last week, obviously this would be the 100th episode. But before the 100th episode, I'm gonna do some giveaways. I think giveaways, and Sinan, you are just doing too much for me. Thank you so much. You are so sweet. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for the power chat. I'm gonna start calling it power chat because that shit is powerful. Anyways, you confused me with money. Money always gets my attention. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so for the 100th episode, I'm gonna do some giveaways. But what I've found in the past, I used to like do a lot of giveaways, and it just doesn't really drive any kind of serious attention to the channel, and so I kind of held back on doing a lot of giveaways. But since it's a big a deal, 100 episodes, I want to do some giveaways. Gonna do some white girl. Everybody who, I know this was like the longest delay for the giveaway, but everyone who had white girl coming to them, it's been mailed out. I have tracking numbers for everybody. There was 5 people. It was the first 5 people to hit me up. Those are the ones who got it. So it was Juan Castillo, who also got a pod system that I owed him from another giveaway. So Juan, Shane Smith got one. That Vape got one. That's 3. Smoke 42 Vape got one. And one other person I'm totally blanking. But I have all those tracking numbers. So if you're interested in getting your tracking number, just hit me up and I will email you that or Facebook message you that. So I'm really excited to have everybody try it. It's at a really good point as far as steep time. It's beautiful. So I'm going to give away some more of that. Obviously, if you won some in the last giveaway, I would just ask that you not go for it in this next giveaway. So besides the white girl, I'm also going to do some custom coils that I have made. I've been working on them already. I'm probably going to do like 10 sets of coils. Probably do like 2 winners, 5 sets for each winner. What else? I have some other stuff, some like RDAs and shit like that. Some of the ones that we've talked about a lot over the years. Things like maybe I'll do like a Dead Rabbit challenge cap giveaway. Maybe I'll do even a Trinity Glass US 1 V2 RDA giveaway. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but I've been seriously thinking about it because the US 1 we've talked about quite a bit. There's just a lot of things I have, in mind for that show. I'm really excited about it. 100 episodes. What that actually means is that there's been 100 weeks that we've done obese mode, and that's crazy. That's a lot of fucking time, man. 100 weeks is a lot of fucking time. So I'm super excited about it. I'm also going to have some new merch that's going to be specifically obese mode live themed. Right now, if you go to our merch store, it's just all Overdose Vape stuff, and it's kind of outdated. It has a lot of the old cartoon character like logos that we had for me and Josh. Hasn't been updated in quite a while. There's a couple really good designs like for hats and shit that I'm going to keep, but I'm going to revamp the whole store, and I'm going to add a lot of the obese mode live stuff on there because I think there's potential to have good merch.
I should do some logos and shit. Since I got a new operating system, I got new software.
Do it.
I should see what I can do.
Do it. Yeah, the cool thing about the Spreadshirt shop is that it's pretty easy to transfer designs over to it. So,
oh, yeah.
We also, there's so if people don't know, like right now, currently we have a variety of shirts, sweaters. We even have like cell phone cases, coffee mugs. I have a couple of the coffee mugs. They're dope. Just basic shit. But I think that the Obese Mode Live 100 episode is going to be it's going to be lit, as the kids say. It's going to be lit. I'm hoping to partner with some of the companies that we work with a lot. Maybe Victasia, maybe Naked 100. I just received a bunch of new Naked 100 swag and shit. You see my Naked 100 hat. Got some shirts and a bunch of liquid. I just want to like quick plug. This Naked Unicorn is the shit. This shit is so bomb.
I love that shit. That's some good shit right there.
This is probably my favorite Naked 100 flavor. It's bomb.
Oh yeah, mine too, for sure.
So I'm hoping to do some stuff. Maybe Victasia can hook it up. Maybe some Naked 100. Maybe even some Milkman. I don't know for sure, but I've been talking to them, so we'll try to work some shit like that out. But yeah, really excited about it. 100 episodes of the live show. It's major, man. It's totally major. It's crazy because a lot of people don't know this, but do the kids really say that? Unfortunately, yeah, I think they do. A lot of people don't know this, but we've been doing this Overdose Vapes since 2014, December 10th, 2014. So that's a long, long ass time. And there's been times, especially even recently, where I was just like, my passion for it, if I'm being totally honest with you guys, my passion for it was starting to wane a little bit. But I'm back. And the last couple of videos that I've uploaded, I've been really proud of.
Yeah.
And
give me a second.
Sure.
I'll give Naki a second here.
No, I gotta take off for a minute. I'll be right back though.
All right.
All right.
Let me go ahead and I'll mute you there. Anyways, so yeah, again, where was I at? Let me see here. Totally blanking now.
It's been 100. You talking about the past 100?
Yeah. So
weeks.
yeah. So we've been doing. You've
been doing it for a while.
4 years, almost 5 years doing the show. It's hard to stay passionate about things sometimes over that kind of period of time. But you know what? I'm coming back with a vengeance. And again, like I was saying, the last couple of videos I've uploaded, I've been really, really proud of. And I've actually seen benefits to that as far as views. So, just don't ever count me out. I'm here to stay. And if anything, I want to expand what we do. I want to do more stuff with Panda. with the old lady, get her involved in some more stuff. I think that's a lot of fun when we do shows together. It's always a riot. So, yeah, that's just a little update.
You should do like a couples show.
So we do have we do every once in a while we'll do what we call at home with Pandados vapes,
Uh-huh.
and it's just kind of like us hanging out, talking shit, and we have some topics that we'll go over, kind of like a podcast.
Yeah.
And it's fun. Yeah, we get a good response from it. But it's just one of those things. It's hard to coordinate.
No, you and Panda as a couple, right? And then your guests are couples too.
Ooh,
You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be fun.
That. I really, really like that.
You know, like especially if they're both vapors.
Yeah, it'd be like vape couples. Oh
yeah, and even if one of them is not and one is, you will see, another person's view, or somebody who's not vaping, of how they can relate to this and how they, accept it.
I love it. We could call it like double date. It would be fun.
Yeah.
What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Good to have you on. Good to see you.
Yeah, 100th episode. Had to come in. Had to.
Well, actually, this is 99.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're cheating, so it's really 100, right?
It's really 100, yeah. Good to have you.
How you doing, Brother John?
I'm all right. Every day, new day, right?
Woke up today. That's all we can ask for.
Yeah, we're breathing. Got that going for us.
So, what's everybody vaping on? Let's start with you, Rye. What are you vaping on, brother?
Nice to meet you, John.
Oh, nice to meet you, Rye.
You never met him?
I watch you all the time, but I've never been on a show with them.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. So, John, Rye, John.
What's up, man?
Yeah. Thanks, Trav. What am I vaping on? Whatever I can grab. I've been still fixing this room, moving all my stuff in this new room. So whatever I could set up. Right now I have the BTFC and Drop, the first version. And I also have this thing from Vandy Vape. I forgot the name.
Ooh, I like it.
I think it's the Apollo or something.
Mm-hmm.
Their version of the waterproof, whatever, the kit. And I got some 6 milligram nicotine in there. That's it.
what kind of e-liquid you got?
I'm vaping on Blue Magic, of course, from Glass.
So good. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I like the Blue Magic Salt infinitely more than the regular salt.
The regular one they got is blueberry cake.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. It tastes really similar.
I don't know. It's different in my opinion.
Well, I think it is different, but I think it's similar.
But but the Blue Magic is a lot better.
Yeah,
I have to say.
Yeah. I'm with you. All right. That's all you're vaping, huh?
Yeah, it's all I'm never somebody who's like I have like a buffet or anything, and I just never done that. I would though if I have like time to build and all that shit, but I don't really have time.
You really don't build very much anymore.
Nah, not anymore because there's just so many more coming in to promote. That's mostly e-liquids. I don't get a lot of gears as much as before. I don't know what's happening.
It's just a little
popping out though, so it's that.
It's a little disappointing to not be able to see your builds as much anymore because you were always one of my favorite builders.
I'm trying to bring it back because I need to learn a little bit more because in coil building, if you stop for like a month, you'll be rusty as hell. So I gotta get back, and I mean, watching IG and a lot of these new builders or the upcoming ones. I mean, the builds they're putting up are like fucking ridiculous, man. Can I curse? I'm sorry.
Of course, fuck yeah.
But it's ridiculous. I need to catch up on those because they got some crazy techniques now. And I'm always happy seeing them. It inspires me a lot.
I will say that I've seen some really, really interesting stuff going on in the building community. It was really stagnant for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But then, God, I wish I'm blanking on his name, man. But he's not like a real big name guy.
Not
but
yet, at
I
least.
follow him, and man, he is just absolutely amazing. I swear, the next show that we do, I will find his name because he deserves all the promotion he can get. The dude is legit, and
Yeah.
he did. No one talks about him, and he's so.
Yeah. There's a lot of sick ones out there. They're not getting a lot of following. I don't understand.
I think that it goes through phases, just like cloud tricks and shit was like real popular for a little while.
Yeah, now it's dying, and I'm
It's
kind of
dying.
glad
Yeah, me
it
too.
is.
Tony B getting a vape. Yeah, no, for sure. Batman,
Man,
what's going on, brother?
I promote for Tony B, and he never sent me that bubblehead. I'm upset. I'm gonna hit him up tomorrow.
You should hit him up and be like, "Where the fuck is my bubblehead?"
I had to
as far
go
as-
to MVE to get that thing. He's like, "Oh, you should go."
I
grab a
even
bobblehead.
follow
He's
his-
got a box of them. I'm like, all right.
I even follow his dog and his dog's pictures on Instagram, and I don't get a fucking bobblehead.
I know, man.
Tony, if you're watching this, Tony, you owe me something, bro.
I don't know why like everybody just doesn't get a bobblehead. It's just so cool.
It should
Right.
come. It should
I
come with
like
a
them.
bottle.
I would have a bobblehead of like all the reviewers on my shelf because I think it would be funny. Especially Rip. I mean, get a bobblehead of Rip Trippers. He kind of like acts like a bobblehead.
And Andy, if you're watching this, Andy O'Coon kind of also bobblehead-esque. Where the hell is he? Oh, shit. Andy, KJ Andy O, I wish, man, you guys can't see it. He strikes me as being a good bobblehead candidate as well.
Yeah.
Much
Yeah,
like everybody's like, yeah.
Maybe it's the male balding or something, but yeah, he would make a good bobblehead.
Oh, man. KJ Andy O, man. Come on, brother. Oh, look at this picture from Rye. This latest sugar cookie glass mod fucking joint you got. That's just dope.
It'd be cool if they had like sound boxes too and could like have all their slogans on there.
Oh my god, that would be so. Every time they bobble, it'd be like sick as tits, sick as tits, sick as tits. Oh. Oh god, Rip Trippers. He really is a real life bobble.
Have Mike Vapes one. Hit that shit. Hit that shit.
I am looking right now for this coil builder. I'm obsessed with it. But while I'm doing that, why don't we go ahead and hear from John and tell us what you've been vaping on, brother? Probably a lot of DIY, I would imagine.
Fuck, I got a lot of shit.
Let's hear it.
Okay. I'm vaping 18th Amendment in my topside dual with the Pulse V2 RDA on top. Let me tell you, Tony did a great job on that. Pulse V2, it's great. It's a great RDA. So far, I think it's like my favorite thing that he's made so far.
Huh.
I like the air inserts. I like that you can switch it up. It's great for swonking because it has a huge well. It's just good. I like it.
I loved the original Pulse, both versions of it. So
yeah, I like it too. But I mean, this thing, it's kind of like there are certain things that come out that are just like, well, in my opinion, that are like kind of like vaping of all time, like the Vaping Hall of Fame, like something that would be like stand out like 2 years from now.
Yeah,
opposed to something you could look back at. Like the pulses are great. Maybe you would look at the original Pulse Mech as like introducing squonking to the mass market. I mean, you could look at that, but like I think this RDA is one that would definitely speak for itself too. Also, I'm vaping on this, which I got at the convention for $25, so I thought it was a steal. It's the Vupu V-Mate. $25 for the whole kit. I'm like, yeah, let me just pick that up. And on top of it, I got the new Freemax Falcon King tank.
Oh, I like the Falcons. Yeah, those are not bad.
Of course, it's green and it has the cool little swivel thing, so I had to do that.
There you go.
The original's great. Then I'm vaping on so many things, man. I'm vaping on like 2 different Vupu drag minis with coil spill in one of them. Heard Grim Green talking about that for a while, so I picked that up at the convention. RKOI coil spill. It's kind of like a strawberry champagne type deal. And anything else interesting? No, really. Just DIY stuff and other mods. I guess this one, I have Tony B's blue pucker in it because heard a lot about it, never tried it. he was there, so I'm like, I want to get that, and then he offered me a bobblehead, and I'm like, word. So yeah.
You know what? I will say that Blue Pucker, I'm not a candy guy at all. I think Blue Pucker is a really, really good example of how good a candy can be. I was impressed by it. I was. I
Yeah.
like that, but the other one, his strawberry milk one, what the fuck was the name of that one? He's got another e-liquid.
He has a cereal one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, what the hell's the name of that one?
I wanted to try it. He didn't have it. He sold out of it.
Called Dirty Grin. Dirty
Yeah.
Grin. That's legit. It's
Yeah,
kind of like
that's
the
good.
one, but it's better than the one. Way better.
Are you serious, man? That's actually like one of my favorites. So
If you
yeah,
like
man.
the one, man, you'll love Dirty Grin because it's way better than the one.
I just gotta order it done.
So I found my guy. Not to interrupt, but I found my guy. So he's not like unheard of or anything, right? But and he actually follows me. And I follow him. And sometimes he'll be on the. He might even be watching right now. I hope he is. It's Bones the Skater.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Man,
yeah, yeah. I know that
Every
dude.
time I see him, he just evolves. I just love his work. I think he's just such a clean builder. Now he is one of the guys I was thinking of. He's not the guy I was thinking of, but he is definitely one of the guys I was thinking of. Who I
Great
think,
guy too. I talked to him a couple of times. He's a nice dude.
yeah, he's definitely a really, really down to earth, sweet guy. So yeah, Bones the Skater, he's one of them for sure. There's just so many. I mean, I could go on and on. There's just so many good, amazing coil builders online, and not to say that I don't think you could catch up, right? Because I think that you have some innate talent when it comes to building that I think some people just don't have. So,
I'm losing it.
well, hey, you better catch up.
Yeah, I need to. I need some tools, really.
Yeah, I'm with you, brother.
I need
Anything
my
else?
small wire.
Anything else, my friend? You're vaping on?
Damn. Yeah, like 3 other things, but anything else interesting though? Oh, yeah. There is one thing I'm vaping on that's actually quite interesting. And I got at the convention again. Not really talking about DIY today, go figure. But this right here, the Mama-san, they're coming out with super cereal or something.
Oh
I
shit!
guess it hasn't been released, so I feel kind of special.
Hey, look at you, fancy pants.
But that stuff, yeah, it's gonna definitely give what's it called? What's that other company that does really good cereals? Cloud Chemist.
Mm.
I don't know. I think it gives theirs a run for the money. It's kind of like what's it called? I don't have it up there. It's their like fruity science or something like that, or
Yeah, fruity science.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that one, but like a little bit better in my opinion.
Wow.
Like, and I vaped them side by side, but they're very similar. Very similar. I think I'm gonna do a review on it. I think I'm gonna do some juice reviews on the channel and do some hardware and try to broaden my stuff once I can find a moment to do so.
It's tough. It's tough when you're working and also a parent and also trying to run a channel.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be moving soon, so it's just yeah. A lot of stuff going on.
So for cereal vapes, you recommend the Cloud Chemist? Is that what we were saying a minute ago?
Yeah, man, Cloud Chemist.
Well, for commercial terms, like if you're going out and buying them, I definitely hold Cloud Chemist among some of the best cereals I've tried.
I agree with that.
But this Mama-san right here that they're about to release is also a contender. Like, of course, it's like, it depends on your palate. I mean, everybody tastes things differently. We've all known that by now, but I definitely think it'll give them a run for their money. It's definitely like up there amongst the good ones, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, I'm a big cereal vapor. I love cereal vapes.
Me too.
That's like my get down, yeah. So I'll check out this Cloud Chemist.
Yeah, that's what I always do, like with commercial stuff. Like anything that I like, I'll go out and pick it up, and then like it'll inspire me to mix something sort of like it. Not like really clone it, but like, it gives me ideas of like stuff I like, because I like to go for things I like, obviously, right?
Yeah, I need to pick up a lot more flavoring so I can make my own cereal vape, because that's all I make.
Yeah, dude, cereal vapes, and they're not too hard too. I mean, doing them from scratch is kind of difficult, but doing them with the
Right.
Gotta have the right fucking flavors.
yeah.
Most of the commercial cereal vapes I've tried have like an overwhelming lime taste.
Yeah, because they're probably using like Flavor West fruit rings or something in it.
So Saturation Station says builds should be able to fire. I agree. I think that there's not a lot, to me at least, there's not a lot of value in a build that is aesthetic only. Like I want to be able to. It should be functional art. That's just my opinion. You know, some people don't. Some people disagree, but I like to like. Not only can it vape, but it should also be a good vape. Just my.
Oh yeah, that's why I like basic clappings parallel with some round wire. I get great flavor and great cloud production.
But I mean, like for shit like on Instagram, like I get it. You want to have something fancy, and you can make coils that are also really functional. So
yeah, you're talking about artisan coils.
Yeah. So I want to say what's up to some people in chat. That white guy, Josh Vapes. We got Church. Who else? I saw somebody else up here. Saturation Station, of course. Fogging Out with the Batman, John Mueller. All the people. Zoe's in the house. What up, everybody? Mad Max Vapes.
Oh yeah, Telios for sure is definitely among the top tier people too.
Yeah, Telios is all right. I was never like super crazy about Telios, but
well, I think the cinnamon one that they do, the milk too. I think that one's decent, but I didn't really care for the regular milk. I don't know.
The original one was way
overhyped.
Yeah, like way fucking overhyped. But you know, whatever. That's how shit goes. Anyways, so I have been vaping an eclectic mix of things. I'm in the process of kind of changing around my situation. I was doing the green screen for a long time. Well, not a long time, but I tried the green screen. I wasn't super happy with it. It actually slowed down my workflow quite a bit, just from rendering time. So the last few videos I recorded just here at the desk, and I actually really liked the idea of like filming here at the desk, and this does have, you know, eventually I'll get there how this has to do with what I'm vaping. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get me like a room divider, like a cubicle. And I'm going to build myself like a little cubicle around my desk area and just like put shelves and shit on it. So I actually have like a little mobile recording area. And because I've been doing a lot of that, I've been busting out I've been pulling stuff out of storage, vape stuff out of storage to vape on it and to see what I'm going to put up once I get it out. And so I have a lot of, you know, random shit, things that we talked about a couple shows ago. I have my UD Goliath RTA, which I'm absolutely loving. Old school. This is from 2014, I believe. This was like the bridge between the K-Fun and more modern RTAs. So it has like 3mm airflow on either side. It's dual coil. It's extremely difficult to build on. It fills from the bottom. I mean, to take the whole fucking thing apart to fill it. It's 510, obviously, for the drip tip. And I have it on the Armor mod here, which is a fake mechanical mod. Has a button. This is not like a cloud trigger by any means. But again, it's part of vaping history in my mind because it fills that gap between things like the K-Fun, things like the original Genesis atomizers, and more modern rebuildable tank atomizers. So I love this. This is definitely going to have a place on the shelf. I have the Temple RDA, which a lot of people don't even know what the fuck this is, but this is like before what's his name? Before Yosh started like going crazy ham with like the giant fucking RDAs, we had the Temple, and this is just a fucking 2-post RDA and velocity style, but it's huge. It's meant to go on like 26 650 mods, which I did have it on, but it just stopped firing for some reason. So I stuck it on the old whatever the fuck this thing's called, this Steel Punk fucking slug mod is what this is. And in here, I am vaping the Naked Unicorn. Again, this is probably my favorite Naked 100 flavor. A lot of the times, you know, I like Naked for what they are. A lot of them are straight fruits. Admittedly, good fruits, but I'm just not a big fruit guy. But this is really good. It's strawberry and like frozen yogurt. So I also have my US1 V2 RDA with my new Interceptor mod from Trinity Glass. They were nice enough. They didn't send me this for free. I will say I did purchase this. I purchased one for me and one for the old lady. But I will say that Eva over there at Trinity Glass gave me a good deal. She gave me a good deal on a set of them. So rocking this, loving it. I'm vaping White Girl in there. I have my, oh my God, the Switch mod. I got this from Nokia actually. And this thing is my beater. I've dropped it on pavement probably 6 times. Last time I dropped it on pavement, the button got stuck.
It happens.
An hour to fix it. But this is the mod that I take because I know I'm going to drop it. And at this point, it's like, it's fucked up. And I have a challenge cap on here with a rabbit. But, you know, like, look at the color of this thing. I've tried polishing this. It's stained. I don't know how to get this black color off of it anymore. It's just dark. I've tried everything I can.
Have you tried tomato paste?
Man, I've tried straight up mother's polish and shit. I've tried everything. I've tried vinegar. I've tried.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's the little rabbit and stuff, like the cutout, like the little indentation of the rabbit. Inside of there, it will clean up and it's bright, but the actual top cap, I just can't get this fucking color off of it. And the drip tip too. The drip tip, it's black now basically.
Damn.
That's why I love this Interceptor so much. This Interceptor, some people are hating on it. This Interceptor has like some kind of coating on it. You cannot get this thing dirty. It will not take oils from your hands. So,
do you have an ultrasonic cleaner?
I don't, but I'm in the process of getting one right now. I'm hoping that
like, I don't know if it would work, but I mean that's kind of what jewelers do with like their metals, and it gets in all the nooks and crannies and stuff, so it might help. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's our next move is ultrasonic cleaner. We need one anyways, just because. Hello. Because when I'm getting ready to do reviews or something, and or if I just want to clean out all my RDAs, I'm talking like 35, 40 RDAs, not including RTAs. So it's like a fucking full day job where I'm like pulling cotton, pulling coils, putting them back in. It's hours and hours and hours. And so I just want one where I can stick everything in, hit the fucking button, and be done with it. And so vaping this, both White Girl in there.
Can I interrupt for 1 second?
Sure.
Is that okay? All right. So that's what I kind of like about what's that? Go RDA. Like, I really like the concept of the Go RDA, and I really hope that maybe they can come up with some like really cheap disposable heads, or some company does or something, especially for DIYers, because like the most bullshit thing is having to keep set up your RDA or set up multiple RDAs for some kind of flavor review or to test your flavors, or it could be for like people who do it for YouTube or whatever. All you have to do is get these disposable coils, just jam them on and just throw them out after like Bic razors. You know what I mean? It would just be really quick, but like maybe even less of a quality, so they could cut down the cost, you know?
I would love that. If it worked
sick.
and if it was functional and it gave decent flavor, I would totally use that.
It wouldn't have to be pretty. You don't have to put that fancy squonking thing on it. Just make it so you can function 2 coils with some cotton in it, and boom. That's it.
God, that's like a dream. That would be like a dream come true, honestly.
Yeah, it would be. It would
Oh,
be.
yeah.
Because some of these flavors that we're testing too, man, I tell you what, once you get some of these flavors in your coils and in your RDA, you're having a hell of a time getting that flavor out of there.
Yeah, especially
yeah.
melons. Yeah.
Yeah, melons, cinnamons,
Mints.
Black leather. Or black.
Yeah, black leather. So there was this flavor that I got a long time ago. It was like a company. They had distilled all their own flavors, and they were trying to be like real fancy.
Hipster.
Anyway, and so they had one that was black licorice, leather, like from a cow, and tobacco. and that was the most horrific flavor I've ever tasted. I gave it to Naki, and it was fucking hilarious. And most of the time, Naki will vape most things, and Naki was like, "Fuck this shit." I had to,
I tossed my RDA because of it.
I had to throw my RDA away. Yeah, it was fucked up.
It was like soaked in the metal and just
Yeah, I lost a Royal Hunter over that shit. It was fucked up.
I lost a Mutation X over it.
And as far as cussing on the live show, just to address it, so I've been trying not to cuss during the regular reviews because I think it throws some people off and it fucks up the algorithm. But for the live show, fuck it, just let it fly, baby.
All right, I like
that. So one other thing,
fuck shit ass.
Yeah, there you go. Let your Tourette's fly, my friend.
Fucking Barbra Streisand.
Fuck.
Shit. I'm about to go Cartman in this motherfucker.
So I don't know if you guys had followed, but I did lost. For my birthday, I got this Coil Art Azeroth RDA. It's a triple coil RDA. Love it, absolutely love it. My original one broke. I broke one of the leads out of it, right? And so Panda put them on blast on social media, and they sent us a replacement. So I contacted them and was like, "Hey, this thing broke. Can you help me out?" And they weren't responding. So she goes on to fucking Instagram and Twitter and shit. And like within like a month, less than a month, we had a new one in the house, straight from China. So good on you, Coil Art. Even if we had to harass you online, because I do really, really love the Azeroth RDA.
I can't get my Rig V2 to fire.
Huh. You know what I don't understand about the Azeroth RDA though is the Azeroth is the name of the continent in the game World of Warcraft. So how do they get around the copyright of naming this after something that's pre-existing? I don't know. Right. China does whatever the fuck they want. And
they don't care about copyrights.
And in here, I am vaping the last little bit of my Uncle Junk's Junkyard Scotch. If you haven't had a chance to try this, I cannot recommend it enough. This is such an amazing liquid. It's bananas, it's butterscotch, it's strawberries, it's genius. It's absolutely
epic.
It is really, really good. And the longer I have it, the better it gets.
Bananas.
It is BANANAS.
Yes.
Okay, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? Vape with me. Hey, long time no see. Life of Vapes, what's up? Been a long time. KBN crack pie. I guess that's just a statement that you like crack pie. Excellent. Me too. It's a good liquid.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I like crack pie. Not crack pipes, crack pie.
Oh.
Smoke 42 Vape. I love you. You don't have to love the live stream. I love you. Michael Bayless. Hey, right on, brother.
That's where it went.
Okay. So, Naki, what are you vaping on, brother?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I just looked at my mods. What do we got here? We got the Rig V2 with the Roughneck V2 on it. But I'm vaping some tropical fruit.
Tropical fruit? Is that the name of it?
Vapeaholic refreshing tropical fruit.
Oh, that's Vapors Anonymous?
Yeah. Then on the Kennedy here with the V200 by Og Vape, I'm vaping a mixture I made. Yep, just a mixture I made. Then my newest thing, the Nord. I picked this little bad boy up. I put the mesh coil in it this time. And I'm dripping 35, or not dripping, but I got 35 milligram in there. Holy shit. You want to talk about a Nick buzz? Do that. Then, once again, the Bonzo 1.5 kit. Rocking some mango dreamsicle or creamsicle in this motherfucker. Then the V-God topped with the Rebirth. And I got Vape Relapse by Creamy Pineapple something. Yeah.
Didn't you do
That's about it.
Didn't you do the logo for the Rebirth? Is that the one you did?
Yeah, I designed it.
So
nice.
you know Rye did the logo for that.
Now I do.
Now you do. It's a small world.
Crazy story.
Actually, yeah, I know God, well, Mike, he's Mike Vapes, right? He's the one that designed it. Like the whole RDA.
Yeah.
I didn't see him give credit to you, man. That sucks.
Yeah. Well, he did credit me on his presentation video of it. So
Oh, okay. I didn't see the
I'm not expecting much anyways out of it, but I appreciate it for those who did. You know, there's some reviewers who mentioned me.
Man,
What's a really pimping design? It's simple and it's just cool. It's there.
Yeah. Oh, well, when he hit me up and asked me about it, because I'm pretty good friends with him, and he hit me up and
Nice.
he asked me like, I'm coming out with a new RDA and it's gonna be called the Rebirth. Can you think of a logo for it? And I'm like, out of all the people that you know, why you pick me? Like, I'm not
Right.
known for making logos. Like, why would
That,
you pick me on it? And he was like, well, I know you're gonna do good at it. You're gonna be good at it. I was like, all right, I
right.
appreciate that. So I tried
That,
it, and I was just thinking the word rebirth. The first thing that comes to my mind is Phoenix.
Phoenix. Yeah. Makes
So
sense.
I'm like, I gotta go with something like the Phoenix, and the reason why it's kind of rounded is because it's been a while since I've seen that. Before
Uh,
there were like a lot of rounded logos, but now it's kind of rare in my opinion because there's a lot of like just the name on the cap
right.
or just something
Yeah.
like edgy kind of design. So I went with the tail going around like that, and it looks like it's like coming out rising.
Now,
Well,
are
shit,
you
man,
big into
I
like
like it.
graphic design?
I'm sorry.
Are you like into graphic design?
No, not at all.
Oh,
I
okay.
did that thing in like an app on my phone. I was just drawing that, and I basically sent him the sketch, and I was like, I'm sure because it's by Hellvape. I'm sure if you send that to Hellvape, they can fix it a little bit because I'm sure they have like
Yeah, when they put in the
graphic
machine.
designers there, put it on a machine or
Yeah.
whatever, and then show
Yeah.
me the final product of it and see if we can go from there. And we did that, and then it showed up, and I was like, that's it. The main thing that I'm very concerned of because of the detail, because when I designed it, the edges are really sharp, and the tail part where the flames are like, or like the spikes are coming out, those are like really sharp. And I did it, and I was like telling Mike, like, please tell Hellfate to make those things sharp because I want to make it look badass. I don't want to make it look like all curvy and all that stuff. People won't see it, but I get half of it, so it's like halfway. It's not too curvy, but it's not too sharp either. So I was like, well, that's the best they could do, so we'll go with that.
you win some,
Um.
you lose some.
Yeah, but
So,
I'm not upset about it though. The final design is it came out pretty good.
Yeah, I like
uh,
it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
right.
thank
Do
you,
you
thank you.
work in the community, like for any vape companies or anything?
I have a couple of sponsors, a few that sends me their products and for me to promote, but that's about it. If that's what you
Oh, for some
mean.
reason, I just had in my mind that you like do work for some kind of commercial, like in commercial terms. I don't know.
Well, I've done a couple of commercials, but whenever I do, it's like for advocacy or something,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm
some
drawing.
advocacy stuff.
He does some pretty serious promotion. I mean, don't let him fucking bullshit you. The man is very well known
I
for.
was all excited for a minute, but apparently he doesn't like to do it. I need a logo guy. I'm about to like rebrand my whole channel.
I've done a couple of logos for Instagram users. Those are like friends of mine that's just like, oh, I want a logo. Can you do one? And I'm like,
Yeah.
what? What is this idea of me making logos? Really? I'm like, I don't have the program for this. I'm not a graphic designer. I don't study all of these things.
No,
These are
it's
just
funny
like,
when you said the app because, like you, that's what I did when I made mine. I just used the phone app.
yeah, that's exactly what I did there. And Mike bit it. Like as soon as I showed him, like that's what I thought of. Let me know if you don't like it, then I'll make another one. It was like, no, this is perfect. I was like, for real? I was like, you really think it? Like, yeah, hell yeah. And he also asked me to do the logo for the intake, but he didn't like it. It didn't pass. I made a design too for the intake, which he didn't like. He didn't end up doing that because what he's thinking is more of like a car part, you know?
Which is kind of how it came
Yeah,
out.
kind of like something like a car. I was like, think about it, Mike. It's an RTA. If it's an RTA, that logo is gonna be really small because that's gonna be printed in the chamber inside. So you got to think of that, and because the one that he's trying to put is like like a muffler type kind of thing. I don't know. I'm not
Like
good
a
at
turbo.
car parts. It's something like that. That's what he thought of with the name, the intake. So he was kind of thinking on that way. I wasn't thinking of that at all. Mine is like just an arrow going up and an arrow going down. In the middle is like intake. So it's because to me it's like the exchange and the process of the RTA, because that's what's going on inside. So
Right.
I'm more
Makes sense
of
to
like
me.
what the RDA is about, because he showed me the prototypes. He gave me an idea of what it is. So that's where I came off with. But it didn't pass. He went with just a simple intake logo on it.
I will
So
say this.
I didn't always win.
I will say this, JFM, is that as far as logos, I got really lucky, and this might be something. You get a pretty big audience. Is that with my original logo, I put it out to the audience just like, hey, open art contest. You guys throw me some designs. If I pick one that I like, I'll hook you guys up with stuff. And I got a really good couple designs from a guy who I can't find anymore. He fell off the grid, 100%. But he did some really good designs, and I got a lot of other really cool stuff that I got. Yeah, I will let him know. Okay. And so I got some really good submissions from all over. I use them all the time for thumbnails and shit, and I make sure I always give people credit for it. And then my recent logo, I actually had a professional art department. I did really well 1 month on YouTube, and as a reward, they hit me up and they were like, "Hey, you did really well on YouTube this month. We have an art department. Would you like us to design you guys a logo?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And so they did us the one that we see now, which is like the vaporwave kind of design, and so that's what I've been using for the longest time now. But I will say this: if there's anybody watching, or if there's anybody who watches the stream later, if you have an idea for specifically the obese mode live show, like a design, a logo, something specific.
Beast Wars Transformers, man.
What's that?
I'm telling you, man. You gotta integrate it somehow. Like when you say when I hear beast mode, I'm thinking of Beast Wars Transformers, dude. Beast
There you
mode.
go.
If I can do that without getting sued for copyright infringement,
Dude, you totally can. Just like you gotta change it up a bit, but like, dude, I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy to do it though. But
Change the Transformers head to your face, Travis.
That's good. I like that. See, I always liked the name. I always thought was clever because it's like going beast mode, which at the time was something that people said, not anymore, obviously. But then it was like obese because we're a bunch of obese guys at the time. Again.
Oh shit! I didn't...
See, obese.
Well, I fit right in.
And so if anybody can come up with something, it could be a caricature, it could be anything. Hit me up and I will make it worth your while.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, do that. And then Panda also is looking for a logo. So if anybody knows, can hook up a Panda logo, something cute that kind of meets her,
I got you.
Panda-esque vibes. Again, we'll hook you guys up, Fatty, if you guys come up with some good designs.
I heard pandas in real life were assholes.
They are.
Like they look cute, but they're like mean as hell.
Well, you know what's even worse than that is fucking koalas. They call them drop bears in Australia because they're super cute, but they will literally drop on top of you and scratch your fucking eyes out.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they'll fuck you up.
They're not pleasant at all.
Can I mention one thing because I'm a little ADD and like I kind of want to say it out loud. This is my vape dream, okay? We were talking about the intake and how like you were inspired by like car parts and stuff like that for the logos, right?
Mm-hmm.
My dream for a vape is somehow integrating a pump system into a vape that's automated by the fire switch without cotton, that has little fuel injectors going in, not fuel, but liquid injectors, doing e-liquid right on the coil so you don't even need the damn freaking thing. Or putting a little pin in the middle of a coil that's made out of PEEK or Delrin or something that won't burn up, and then have juice go out that way, all out the coil. I don't know how to design it, but I want it to happen.
A wickless design.
Yeah, and like automatic juice flow. So like you just press the fire button.
I'll send you a number to China, bro. They'll figure it out.
Dude, Man, I'm telling you, it would be the sickest shit. And like,
Yeah, that would be sick.
Android now is so cheap too. You could even freaking like program like Android into a freaking vape mod,
Hey,
and then
don't even
have
get
it
me started.
self-order shit. Like,
Don't even get me started. I've been wanting a fucking mod that has Android stock on it for so fucking long.
yep.
And I don't understand why we haven't gotten one yet. They have all these custom firmwares and shit. It's like, just give me fucking Android so I can watch YouTube and I can be like watching Rip Trippers deliver his fantastic reviews. Very critical of these products.
Or like over-the-air updates for your mod, and like just so much more functionality that you could have people program into it.
Remember,
Like, who knows? You know?
Devices used to be everything. You could have like an MP3 player, pictures, blah blah, everything. Now it's like I always thought like vape's the next thing. Like my vape's gonna have MP3s. It's gonna have pictures, all that shit. Like I can't even fucking put a custom picture on my wallpaper of my fucking regulated mod.
Shit, they can make watches into like self-containing devices where it's like a phone in itself.
Yeah.
Like you can make calls on it and shit and do all that and have it connected to Bluetooth. Why couldn't they put something like that in a vape?
They could.
You could technically just go out and vape and ditch your phone if you wanted to.
And you're right. Android is free.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And the parts that China can come up with, like you wouldn't need like this crazy you wouldn't need the top of the line like freaking S10 series processors. You would just need something basic just so it would work, you know?
Exactly. So first set of coils for the giveaway. This is this is Fuse Clapton's in parallel with Fuse Clapton's 4 wraps. This is going to be extremely low ohm, but this is the first set of coils for the giveaway. Boom.
Nice.
Done. I'm sitting here kind of building while we're doing it. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that could be done with technology as far as vaping. Unfortunately, I think there's been a big slowdown on the advancement of technology because everybody's fucking afraid. I'm gonna mute Naki. You're muted, motherfucker. You got muted, dude.
Hey, Rye, if you have numbers to China, though, I'm serious. Let me know.
Yeah, bro. No,
I will fucking give him extra.
dude, that's actually a good idea. I don't know. I don't even think that you should be talking about that right now.
No.
Yeah.
Hey,
Actually, yeah, you got a good point. Damn it! Can we take this off the YouTube?
Yeah, that's just in meeting.
Everybody, forget what you just heard. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Forget what you just heard.
List all the names in the chat. List them all.
My money. My money.
You know what's funny is that there used to actually be when we first started doing this channel to do testing of e-liquid. There used to be these little atomizers that's literally what they were. They were just a coil, and it was 910 threaded. You had to have like a special battery to use them, and it was basically a cartomizer, except it didn't have the filler. It was just the coil. And what we would do is we would drip directly onto that coil, take a vape, and you have to like keep dripping directly onto the coil. That's how we tested e-liquid fucking 20 years ago, whatever, however the fuck long ago it was. But that was a thing back in the day. I think now what you're talking about, what the solution to that might be, would be either a very thin layer of ceramic inside the coil itself.
I was even thinking of a squonking adapter. See, for instance, you have the drop RDA. Mm-hmm. Would it necessarily be so hard? Like until like you can figure out the pump situation, figure out how to get like a hollowed out like kind of like straw version of like PEEK or whatever kind of non-burning material, and have it go up, and then you're able to put the coil through it before you actually screw them down in the thing, and have it going in like that instead of with cotton, and have it hollowed out with little holes through it, and then you can squeeze the bottle and press the fire button at the same time.
Here's some testing you can do though. Take a coil that's like a Clapton coil, something that will hold liquid in itself. Because I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be a good experience. Take a coil that will hold liquid, put some liquid in it, and then vape it without wicking material. It's a pretty harsh experience.
I've done it before. I've tried a wickless coil, and the problem I found is that you don't have the constant juice flow. You need the constant juice flow for it to work.
See, what I was thinking would be to like have a very small chamber of liquid, maybe 1-2 mils, where the coil is constantly submerged. but then you're heating up the entire.
Yeah, that
So I
and
don't.
when vaporize is good. Like the one problem you do have if you drip over it is you can have like popping and spit back, but that's why I'm
Yeah.
saying do it from the inside. It might work even better
You know.
because it would be its automatic spit guard. You know. Yeah. Rise like writing notes right now. It's like I got this shit. I
We
got
need-
3D printer.
we really need some updates on the vape front, but right now I think the people are so afraid that it's just gonna go away.
I'm laughing because I saw Zoe Geslin on chat and she goes, "Fuck that reboot."
There's a story
I
behind
saw that
that.
too.
No, there's a story behind that statement.
No, but that's awesome though. That's awesome. I like it when people say that. I actually like it because it's good. It's good. I mean, it's not always nice,
No, what
and then
happened
we
though?
all have different experiences on it. We
They
can't.
actually bought one. She bought one for Naki, and they sent
Uh
him
huh.
an RDA. And so it was like a big hassle just to get him the actual rebirth RDA.
Is that why?
Yeah.
No, but there are people who actually didn't like it, and it's cool. I actually like that. I like mixed reviews on people. I,
The
I take
logo's
no
badass.
offense on that.
I've heard haters though. If you want to hear what haters have said about this though,
Yeah.
nothing
I'm a-
wrong. They've actually commented on the logo, like nothing about the actual RDA that I've heard. But they said the logo looks like the Firefox logo. That's one I
Oh
heard.
yeah, it does. It does. I didn't realize it until it's all been well and done.
Firefox
I'm
is
just
a
like-
web browser.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're saying like it's. I've
like
heard
the
that
Mozilla
comment before.
logo or whatever. Or, I don't know.
Yeah.
Why, man? Like, who cares? Like, clearly.
No, I didn't think of the Firefox.
Is that still a thing? People still use Firefox?
I know, right? It's Chrome,
still-
dude.
Yeah.
Chrome.
Chrome, man.
Yep.
I use
Chrome's the
Chrome.
way.
That's why when I heard that comment, I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, it does." I agreed because of the rounded thing.
I don't
with
think
the-
it's that close though.
It's not, but I could see why they're saying that.
Like, I could get it. Like, it's kind of like enveloped in a circle, kind
Yeah.
of like how you're saying hasn't been done in a while. Which, I mean, plus your mind grabs things, like
We hold on to things.
subconsciously
Yep.
you grab things and then like you make them and then you think it's original and then you're like, oh wait, well, oops, how did that happen? Just
Yeah.
like people coming up with the same deck designs and stuff, like coincidentally.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit less coincidentally.
Yeah, that's kind of why I went like that because I'm not so sure on that one.
I wanted to say, so John Mueller, going back to the wickless RDA, stainless mesh wick. The problem there, of course, is if by chance you do get a dry hit on the stainless mesh wick, that's about the worst experience you could ever have in vaping. Dry mesh fucking hits are the worst, the absolute fucking worst. Ugh.
Well, I think it just heats up so fast and you're starting to burn like actual cotton. I never tried to do a dry, like without cotton. I kind of want to see what that's like.
So
Without-
I remember the Genesis atomizers when we used to use those we would use the mesh as the wick, and yeah, those dry hits on those fuckers were next
Oh,
level.
so it was still. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was bad. It's the mesh itself has a certain flavor. It's awful.
Back in them days, I was using those blister pack minis. I didn't get all fancy till like later on.
Yeah, I mean, I think getting fancy back in those days was actually a detriment. And if you guys want to watch some, and I've said this a few times, if you want to watch some really interesting vape history, go watch Grim Green's channel. About 2009, 2010. He started in 2009, which is fucking crazy. He's been doing this for 10 years. But then you can watch the advent of what they called first the glassamizer, which we would end up calling the clearamizer now, that's not even a thing anymore. But that was like a big deal because these guys were using things like the Genesis atomizers, these really weird 910 fucking different weird
Those
atomizers.
RST days.
Yeah, and So now, it's funny how quickly this has all changed. But if you want to watch some really interesting vape history, go back and watch some of the early Grim Green videos. It's enlightening. It's really enlightening.
It's humbling too to like watch him when he first began too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Like some of the stuff you still see now, and then some of the stuff is just I don't know. It's interesting.
It is.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask Travis, like, and the rest of the panel. Like, did you guys didn't like rip from the beginning, or there was a point where you started?
I loved Rip Trippers when I first started vaping. Is that what you're talking about, Rip Trippers?
Yeah.
No, I loved Rip Trippers, man.
I don't know.
think we all did, man. Fuck.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be honest, Rip back in the day had like one of the best coil building tutorials.
Yes.
Oh,
He
Yeah.
used to, yeah, because I not
Even though
hating
he
on
was
Kent
taking-
or everybody else, Twisted Messes, but his presentation on building coils is very clear and clean, and it's very thorough.
Yes.
So-
So he was taking all those builds from people on Instagram, which that's, what, people always hated on him for that, but you know what? That's what vaping is, and that's what we've always done. Is we
Yeah.
take from other people, but the way that he presented them in a very professional, well shot, and well lit, and the audio, everything about it was very well done.
Yeah,
And very easy to follow. And again, not to knock Twisted Messes, because he did a YouTube channel as well for a while. But his build guides were, in my opinion, pretty hard to follow.
yeah, because he's just shooting it. There's a simplicity in it, and he's just shooting it off his phone. Nevertheless, I mean, you get the idea of what he's doing, but in terms of clear and clean and like just makes you excited about it because of the way he presents it.
Yep.
Rip did a good job on it. He's one of my influencers actually that time for building, and the only other one that he probably that beats him, in my opinion, was Squid Dude, because Squid Dude is more by episode, and it's just really like a series you're watching with the background music and everything.
I like Squid Dude. I think he's probably my favorite when it comes to building videos. I like what's his name, Sherlock Holmes. Now I think does really good stuff. I don't think he's always the easiest to follow, but I do like his videos.
What I like about Sherlock is if you need something like fast and not really long, and you just need to like learn about the key techniques that are used.
Yeah,
it's excellent for that.
Yeah,
definitely,
so, yep.
definitely. The thing that, okay, I'll tell you my specific story for me about Rip. Okay, so I watched Rip for a long time, for years, and the thing that got me about Rip was a combination of his own hubris and my colors just went all weird, and things that I was hearing, because I'm in a position where I'm part of the YouTube community, even though I'm a very small channel. You meet people, you learn things, you hear about people, you hear about things. So it was a combination of him starting to very obviously commercialize his channel in a way that had not been done before. Now we would think of it as commonplace. Wow, my colors are really fucked up.
They're bouncing.
All wonky. Part of it was, like I said, he had a way of monetizing that we had not seen before, which I thought was, at the time was a little bit distasteful, charging for reviews, which is something I had heard through the grapevine many times, didn't really believe it. It's pretty much open knowledge now that is how it works, and not just for Rip, but for all those larger channels. And I think that I have been offered money countless times to do reviews, and I'm a tiny channel, and I've been offered pretty large sums of money for doing what I do. And so it's just put two and two together. Okay, so then also when he did the infamous hand lotion video,
ever since the beginning, he's been all about marketing. Like you can tell by the way he presents his videos, by the way he talks. It's like out of a marketing handbook, and it's honest, the honest to God truth. He came in with a plan. He probably has a background in it, and he probably used that. A lot of people start off channels like thinking about like possibly making it a business someday, and then they know all about that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah, and here's another problem. So Smoke 42 Vape said everything that Rip reviewed was great and nothing was ever bad. See, in the beginning, that wasn't true. In the beginning, it was very much like, I like this, I don't like this, I like this, I don't like this. Now it's really hard to find him being negative about anything.
What is it? Oh no, it's at 7:30 o'clock. Yeah. All right. What time is it?
And so, yeah, there's nothing wrong with getting paid. So Church said, Travis, there's nothing wrong with getting paid. I totally agree. But be upfront about it, right? And he is way better now. Like if you watch his videos, it says like this is a paid promotion. But that's the law, right? Like if you're in media and you're getting paid to do something like basically what's a commercial for a product, you have to disclose that this is a paid promotion, both in the video and in the text of your description. So
product or money, like you'll hear in the beginning of reviews, this product was sent to me for the purpose of this reviews. That's because they have to say that. They also have to put it in the comments down below. Even if they get paid, they should do it no matter what, even if it's queue jumping. But you would be amazed, even on a channel my size. Like I was at the convention and I wanted to start getting into like reviews and I didn't know how to start, so I just talked to some of the vendors and I was like, I have a channel this size, I want to start reviewing products and stuff. They're like, oh, how much? I'm like, no, I don't want money, I just want the product. How can you give me a deal on it or something? And then some of them did, some of them didn't. Like it's almost like they want you to ask for the money. But I figured until I get to the size where I actually have a backlog and would need it to jump it, I'm not going to ask for any money. You know what I mean? And then even at that point, if I would, then I would definitely disclose it.
The only time I would ever take money is to jump log. Like if there's a product that's coming out and they're really excited about, like, we need to get it out right now. And I'm like, hey, I have like a 3-month backlog. And they were like, well, hey, we'll give you a couple $100 to bump it up. I would take that money, and I'm not gonna lie and say I won't. But under the full understanding that this in no way will affect my opinion of the product, it will only make it so that I am reviewing it sooner than I normally would. That I think is okay.
Yeah, and that's between you and the company.
Yeah, and even in that,
you got to make it clear for them.
And at that point, that's still not, in my opinion, a paid promotion. When a company is paying you specifically to review a product, you'll see it. Like, go watch videos that are outside of vaping. Linus Tech Tips is like a big computer guy on YouTube, right?
Oh, yeah.
Every Friday, he will do a paid video, and boom, bold letters. This is a paid promotion. And so it's like, this is a commercial for this product. Now, go watch vaping videos, and you're going to see that less than you should. Because I'm going to tell you right now, all of the bigger guys are all doing paid promotion for products, and they don't disclose it. And the reality of that is that's illegal. You have to say it's a paid promotion. Now, like if I get sent a product, I can say I got sent this product free of charge. Whoop de whoop. And below in my video description, it's the permanent thing is thank you so much to blank company for sending out the product featured in today's video. You can find it here, right? Like that's just how I have found a good way for me to disclose that I'm getting products for free. I've had to explain to people many times that I get so many products sent to me that it has very little value to me to get free products. Like not enough value to change my opinion of something, right? To me, it's like paperwork coming in, because the majority of times, even if I like an e-liquid and I think that it's good, I have very narrow flavor range for what I like to vape on my personal time. So 99% of the liquids that come in, even if I give them a good review, and I think they're good liquids, I don't vape that after the video is done. It goes in my closet. I give it to Naki. I give it to people that are in my life. You know what I mean? So,
plus when you get product in too, like you look at it as work. Like,
Yeah.
I bet a lot of people, like, from the outside looking in that don't review, they're probably like, oh, this guy's getting a whole bunch of free shit. No, I see that as, like, a huge obligation because, like, now you have this backlog of stuff or this unsaid expectation
Yeah.
that you have to do something with said product, if it's shit or not. And the problem I have is there's a lot of reviewers who will like review stuff and never say a bad thing, probably because they're worried that it might affect their standing relationship with the company. But that's also no good either because that's not putting out helpful information. Reviews at the end of the day are supposed to be critiques and criticism of a product, good or bad. At least that's how I look at reviews.
I have been in situations where I thought the videos that I was going to do were going to burn the bridges with those companies. For instance, one of them is a company that I love, but I knew that I had to be honest about the product, and that was Dinner Lady's strawberry custard. It's a terrible product. I
Never
love
tried
Dinner
that on.
Lady. I love Dinner Lady, and I didn't want to stop working with Dinner Lady, but I knew like, hey, I have this product. I'm not going to bury it, because people are like, why didn't you do this one product? You have to be honest with your people. I would rather have every company say, fuck you. We're never going to work with you again because we can't trust that you're going to give us good opinions, give us good reviews, and still have my audience because I can always go buy products.
E-liquid's hard too because it's so subjective.
Yeah.
So like, you got to do it in a professional way where you're not completely being an asshole or like upset about it, and you got to like voice it in a certain way. Like, I think you still can review a product and not like it. Like, coming from mixing DIY liquids, like you learn to describe a lot about like what you're tasting and how this affects this, and like you can talk about it. And some of the stuff I make that I might not personally like, but I know it tastes good. I know the recipe should have been made that way. And then I had people saying they love the recipe, and I personally didn't like it so much. Like, so that's the same with commercial,
Yeah, the thing is that I've vaped enough liquids at this point that I can tell a good liquid from a bad liquid. I can't, especially with liquid, you can't let your personal opinion of what you like color your opinion of a product that you're reviewing. Okay, so like if I only gave good reviews for things that I liked that I'm gonna vape on my own, it's gonna be a lot of strawberry creams and shit that get good reviews, and everything else is getting ones. But the reality is, like, I know a good liquid from a bad liquid, and so even if it's not my flavor profile, I can tell like, hey, this is a good candy vape. Like with like the blue pucker from
Tony.
Like, that's not something I would ever vape. But I tell you what, when I vaped that, when I reviewed it, it was so obvious that, hey, this is a good product. And so it doesn't matter if it's my, what I like, it's a good product. So
I think, if I can say so, like, I think that Blue Pucker, it's the first time I tried it. And I've had it for like about a week now. And I have other ones to compare it to, like the Candy King Blue Slushy or whatever it is. And I've tried a lot of different, like, kind of slushy type vapes before. And they tend to be more towards the chemically side or really overpowering. I think what Tony has brought is something like more mellow, more well balanced, still great flavor, but something that you could actually tolerate vaping all day if that's something you like. And I think he did it well. And I haven't tried one that has been that way ever. So usually they're way too strong, and you can taste it. Like, so like there's a point in every flavor where you get to kind of like the flavors cap, and it kind of tastes like most of them are like right there. And this one is definitely like lower down, and I think that's a good thing.
yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. So I wanted to touch on something here. That, like I said, I look at it like they are paying you to bump your priorities and put them in front. Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure on what your intention was behind that, but I will touch on how I'm taking that. So I think that if I think that you can look at it both ways. So when I get a bunch of e-liquid in, my priorities usually are what comes in first gets reviewed first, or will you fucking two quit it? For the love of God.
No.
Jesus Christ. Or I think you know, what's gonna be the best for my channel. Because at the end of the day, I can get 1,000 liquids from some no-name company that are gonna get 30 views per video, or the next day I could get some shit from Drip Club, from Milkman, and I know those are gonna be better for my channel. And so my priority at that point is probably gonna I'm gonna do the Milkman first, because I know I'm going to get better views from that, and I know people are more interested in that. But if that no-name company was like, hey, you know, we'll give you, this isn't something that's come up for me. I'm just saying this is like the one exception that I would use, that I might take money from a company. And I'm not saying I have, I'm just saying this is something that I've thought about. If that no-name company was like, yeah, hey, we know that we're probably not your priority, but we'll give you money to bump us up in the line.
I mean, would it work better if the company sends you a sample pack first, and then you try it, and then you give them your review first of what you think about it, and if they go for it, then you review it in public? But it sounds like a lot of process, though, right?
No, because I feel like that's the same thing. Because then they know they're paying for a good review.
Yeah, you're cherry picking. Then
yeah, I don't.
Yeah, but then again, one way I think to prevent it, like if they want to pay you and they send you the product, you gotta make sure to let them know, like, hey, this is gonna be my opinion, so I'm letting you know, no hard feelings if I didn't like it.
Yeah, you know what? And there's a way, because there's two different kinds of reviewers out there in the world, and unfortunately, one of them is more popular than the other. The kind that gets a lot of views and a lot of attention are the people who bash. And I think we all know those type of reviewers. They hate everything. Everything is shit. They fucking trash talk everything, and it's all like garbage, right? This sucks. That sucks. Oh, this made me feel sick to my stomach. Oh, this is trash. Oh, I could have done better. Those videos get a lot of views because it's drama, right? When I dislike something, like if just for an example, if you have time, go watch my review of the strawberry custard from Dinner Lady. I am very critical of that liquid without being mean spirited about it, right? It's just like, hey, I don't think this is a good liquid. Here's a lot of reasons why. Here's a lot of things. Here's the deficit that this liquid has as compared to better versions. And I even say at certain points, like, hey, this is a good company. This is just a bad liquid. You can do it and be diplomatic, or you can just be a fucking asshole. And, you know, short term, the asshole thing is always going to get you more views and more attention. But I don't want to put businesses out of business. Because I had a buddy who had an e-liquid company, and I loved his e-liquid. He sent it to the wrong reviewers, in my opinion, because these reviewers were known to trash talk. They're still out there. I'm not going to name them. I'm not going to give them more fucking attention than they deserve. They fucking trashed his fucking e-liquid so hard that he ended up, and a big part of it was these reviews. He ended up going out of business. And it was like, I don't want that kind of shit on my shoulders. I don't want to put people out of business. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love this industry, and I can be critical without fucking ruining your life, you know?
Right.
So I think it's just about...
Well, that's being professional, in my opinion.
Yes,
you know?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, Church said all reviewers should be getting paid. Even if they started out as a hobby, you're still putting in work. Part of me agrees, yes. But I don't think we should be getting paid from the companies. I make very little money from YouTube ads. I do make some, probably about $200 a year, right? Which is not a lot. But also, you know what? There are things like the live show Super Chat. Sen In has donated $50 in the last 2 weeks. I think that's amazing. If you find someone, and I'm not even saying me, but if you find someone who you appreciate, there are ways to monetize your support. You know, most people have PayPal. Most people have. I don't have Patreon, but like I have a PayPal link. If you're ever interested in sending me PayPal, hit me up. I'll fucking send it to you, man. I'm not gonna turn down money from my fans and from my viewers. You know, if you have a product you want me to review that you like, hit me up. You know, like I've never turned down like a viewer saying like, hey, I want to support the channel. I'll take that all day long. I just cannot specifically take money from a company. I feel like even if I know it's not going to color my opinion, I'm afraid of what my viewers would think. And that's, to me, everything. I've spent a lot of time building the community that I have who trust me. So it's not worth any amount of money to give that up, in my opinion.
There's a lot of people who feel the same way.
Yeah.
And that's why I said what I said earlier. It's just I don't feel right taking money at this point. Like I'm not gonna lie to anybody. Yeah, sure. I love creating content. I would love to make a business out of it.
Yeah.
I have a family to support, so I got to figure that out. So I think the whole stigma of money thing is definitely a feather type issue, and there's definitely ways you should do it, and there's ways you shouldn't do it. And the only way I would maybe find acceptable is when I get to a point where I actually have a backlog of things sent to me or need operating costs. That's different. Like, but I think, as you said, Patreon or like through community, I think that would be the better way to go about it. And that's how I've tried to go about it, because I'd rather do that than have to be beholden to any company. And I've learned long ago, be very wary of being sponsored with any company, because then you're kind of beholden to them. And
Absolutely.
I don't want that either. So
for certain kinds of things, like if you're just like I know this isn't really popular anymore, but if you're like a vape tricker, you're doing vape tricks or whatever they call themselves, or
Tricksters.
like you tricksters, or like a coil builder, shit like that, then yeah, by all means get sponsored, because I think that cutting down your costs to produce content is awesome. It's just the specific review portion of this industry it's a real delicate balance, so you have to be really careful. We've gone way longer than normal. I really appreciate everyone coming on. We've had a really great panel. Thank you so much to JFM. Thank you so much to Rye. Rye, we didn't get to your story about the glass mods, but I do want
Next time.
next time for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Naki, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you to everyone in chat. We had a really good turnout tonight. We had some faces I haven't seen in literally years, so it was nice to see people. Juan,
thanks for having me, dude.
Absolutely, anytime. Open invitation for all you guys, honestly.
Thanks, man.
So Juan Castillo, just want to let you know, I mentioned at the beginning, but I don't know if you saw it. I did send your liquid out finally, including the pods, so it's on the way to you. And I got your tracking number, so hit me up and I'll give it to you. And yeah, that white guy's been doing lives on Instagram, and so I haven't actually got to catch one yet, but I've been looking forward to getting to see that. So, and hey, that white guy, if you ever want to come on this show, hit me up and we'll bring you on. That's something I've been wanting to do for a long time, is to bring on people who are in chat a lot. Bring them on the show. Let's hear them out, because if you're gonna take part, you might as well take part all the way.
That's what I did.
Absolutely. And Church said, I don't like the whole Patreon thing. You know what? I'm not big on Patreon for what I do specifically, because I feel like I get a lot of the benefits I get from being a reviewer is I get a lot of free products, and asking people to give me more money, it always felt a little weird. But I will say this, it would be nice to be able to do this and take it more seriously, because right now at this point, this is unfortunately, it's a low priority, because I have to go to work. I have to take care of my family. Could you imagine
there?
Yeah. Could you imagine if I could dump every ounce of my effort and creativity into this channel? It would be on a different level. It would, and I would love that. But
and see, that point right there is the reality of it all. Like, everybody says, well, there's a lot of people who have all these stigmas, or how to get paid, how not to get paid, or if we even deserve to get paid, and all this stuff. But yeah, you want the videos, you want us to create more content, and you're like, why don't you do more? Like, I bet everybody gets that.
Yep.
And the thing is they don't realize that this is just like you watching us and vaping for fun. Like, you don't get paid to do it. So unless you do get paid, it's taking time from your family or taking time from your ability to go to work. So obviously you can't have this on the highest priority. Now, if you can find a way to fund everything and actually be sustainable and to still take care of your family and have that, that's the dream. But until then, like it's like you can't have one without the other.
I think that we've seen, and this is, you know, and we'll end it with this. We've seen some really creative ways that the guys in this community have monetized, whether that be creating products, which I think is a great idea, e-liquid lines, stuff like that. I would love, you know, but again, those things are getting harder and harder to do. You can't just release an e-liquid anymore, right?
Right.
FDA regulations and all this shit. My plan is I want to release a one-shot, like a DIY, you know, flavoring blend of my e-liquid. But again, that's such a small community of people that will actually, first off, you have to know who I am. Second off, you have to be able to be comfortable with DIY, you know, and third, it's just like, it's just not a very sustainable way. You know, not 10 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, if I would have started to monetize in that way, things would be different now. But, you know, hindsight's 2020. I want to monetize in a way that doesn't compromise what I do, to be able to focus on this more. But you know, at this point, honestly, we're hanging on by a thread. Just vaping in general is hanging on by a thread. We got, even though Scott Gottlieb is leaving, you know, or has left, his parting words for vaping were dire. He was basically saying, you know, we're looking at in the next few years that there might not even be a vape market at all. So
let's start with Frisco.
Yeah, so let's just, you know, right now, the focus should be, let's just try to keep vaping alive, and then if we can get vaping, you know, in a spot where we feel confident in it and comfortable that we're not going anywhere, then yeah, I think there's a lot of room for us to kind of, all of us, to expand outwards. You know, there's a lot of ways we could monetize, and especially, you know, JFM and Rye. There's a ton of ideas that I think that the three of us could do, you know, separate and together. You know, there's a lot of products that I think that we specifically are, that we have knowledge of and could produce better than they're currently being produced. So that's for another time. We'll see you guys later. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys have a good week. Much love to everybody. Peace out. Keep your coils tight. We'll see you then. Peace out.
Later, dudes.
And
Laters.
dudettes.
Have a great week.